what's up? I'm Tiffany Shepard, star in movies like Exit to Hell, The Frankenstein Syndrome, and Sharknado 2. And you're watching The Horror Show. What? It's scary.
Hey everyone, welcome to The Horror Show. I'm Cecil Laird.
I'm Susie Von Slaughter. I'm Ruxpin.
Here to do a Patreon requested review. This one was requested by Fred Zilla, and
Yikes!
Someone's calling me in 1995. So thanks, fax machine. Awesome. Really? You're stupid. All right.
Your fax just said.
Anyway,
1995.
Yeah, so while this movie is a little bit older than that, this is for student bodies, you guys.
Oh my god.
This is considered by a lot of people as one of the first horror comedies. And I can definitely see why. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely of that era, but at the same time, just to give sort of our overall impressions real quick, I enjoyed this movie. It actually felt like the earliest version of like a scary movie type spoof that I have seen, and I really enjoyed it for that. How about you, Susie?
I loved it. I felt like I was watching like Airplane with Leslie Nielsen, but it was so ahead of its time, like so ahead of its time. It's fuck. I was scared when I first saw it because we've been getting some Patreon requests from like back in that era, and I'm like, fuck. But then I was watching it, I was like, this is amazing. Why haven't I watched this before? So thank you.
Yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised because I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I mean, by the time I watched it, it did get like compliments from Susie and Cecil, so I was like not as scared as probably they were going into it. But the one-liners, the writing is so great and like so poignant, and you know I mean, overall, I think, it screams 1981 for sure, but it had a lot of great qualities, and I really enjoyed it. Yeah,
so the movie is basically about a stalking serial killer that calls himself the Breather, and he's stalking a group of, is it college students or high school students?
High school.
And one couple at a time, anyone that has sex. So he's hunting down these couples that have sex, and it's funny because the movie basically sets up, you know, all of these characters that could be the Breather. And in fact, like at the first funeral that we see, you see this like lineup of absolute freaks that you know, and one especially that seem to be so off that they could be the killer, and the rest of the movie is played pretty much like a whodunit. They don't reveal who it is until towards the very end, and then they end up like, there's a funny twist at the end, I'll say that was like, what the fuck is going on? But anyway,
I'm telling you, Airplane, Blazing Saddles. If you like those movies, fucking watch this.
Yeah, this is definitely a horror version of that, like way before Airplane, and well, I don't even know if it was way before Airplane, but it was way before Scary Movie, which was the first horror one that I had seen before.
90s.
Yeah, exactly. So, so that's the story, and you get down to the acting, which I think is both, like, a lot of the actors are trying to be earnest, and a lot of the actors are just purposefully hamming it up as much as possible. And it's working for some, it's not working for others, but it was still enjoyable as far as the acting goes.
I thought all of it was perfect for the movie.
Pitch Perfect, okay.
Yes, like, I thought I loved the acting. I loved all of it.
That makes sense, okay. So I could see how someone would. I get a little nitpicky sometimes when I'm enjoying a movie, so.
Enjoying a movie, he says.
Marcia, your thoughts on the acting?
I thought it was good for its time. It was a little hard at points for me to like stay interested because there was some lulls in it that I was like, okay, this movie's still going. I feel like it went a little longer than it should have.
I kind of felt the same way.
But
it a little bit wore out its welcome, a little bit.
Right, because it's just like, it's like hit you over the head like over and over and over again, but at the same time there were still some points in there that you're just like, oh man, like that's good.
Are you kidding? I thought all of it was so great. Like, I love the whole thing.
You gotta remember, I'm not really good with comedies, like, you know, I'm not a comedy person, really.
Makes sense.
So
All right,
no, I laugh when people die. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. We know that from your Walking Dead reaction.
Yeah, so I mean, I find different things funny than others.
But okay, well,
But it's still good. It was still good.
Now there were some effects to be had. There was some over the top gore, and then
But it was so good.
some red pee, as it were, that played a part.
Oh my god. This is
Susie really enjoyed it apparently because I thought it was good. I thought it started out much stronger than it ended up.
Yeah.
I'm crying right now.
But it's still an enjoyable movie, and I mean the little bit of effects that we get. And that's the thing. There's actually not a huge amount, but the dead bodies that you see, like the girl that got attacked in the car, who's just like found like with her eyes crossed, and that's it.
That's why it's so funny.
It is very Airplane. You're right.
Yes, Airplane. Have you seen Blazing Saddles?
I haven't actually.
Okay,
no.
the original Willy
I'll get
Wonka.
reading for that.
I don't remember his name.
Gene.
Yeah, Gene Wilder.
Wilder.
Yeah.
He's in Blazing Saddles.
Yeah. I know about it.
Oh
yeah.
my god. Okay, yeah, it's fucking hilarious.
It's
But
the Western one, yeah.
yeah, wait, when did the Gene Wilder one come out with the Frankenstein?
Oh, Young Frankenstein?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Oh, well, it seems because I was wondering.
They could be close.
the
Could be
same
close.
time.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
So it was. God, it's so good.
Did the effects work for you, Marcia?
At points, but it wasn't so over the top that it bothered me, but it was like the quality you expect out of a movie like this because they're trying to drive home a point. Like this is a spoof we're making.
Yeah,
fun of it.
you can't
Like even in the beginning, like this is based off of a true story. There was 26 films in horror last year, and all of them were successful or something like that. It was pretty funny.
Oh my god, my favorite part is when, like, in the middle of the movie, out of nowhere, when the guy comes on and he's like, blah blah blah, this is not the only way we can make this a rated R movie.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they broke the fourth wall.
Yeah. They just cut to the dude at the head of the network.
Because like we don't have you have to show boobs or like
gratuitous nudity or
and all
gratuitous
this stuff.
violence, and since this movie has none of that,
The producers wanted me to tell you, fuck you. I was like, where have you been?
it actually
No,
feels
that
like
was
very
really good.
Kentucky Fried Movie as well. It's a similar sort of thing.
Oh my god, it's so good.
It was good. It was worth watching. And
I'd watch it
having-
again.
Yeah.
Well, so
experiencing it and have that in mind. Like it was like watching a historical horror movie in a way. Like
it's worth recommending.
It was groundbreaking.
It's worth recommending to the audience that hasn't seen or heard of it for sure, because I hadn't. Like
No.
that's been the biggest thing I've taken out of our Patreon is all these early movies that I just never watched that are great. Alice, Sweet Alice, Magic. If you guys haven't seen Magic, the Anthony Hopkins is a puppeteer. And he goes crazy. It's so good, but it's a young Anthony Hopkins. It's crazy. So these movies are
seems creepy.
yeah, it's great. It's great. He's a powerhouse actor in that movie, quite frankly. But
No, just young Anthony Hopkins
Yeah.
sounds creepy.
yeah, well, it is.
I
It
knew
is.
where you were. I
It
was
is.
on that page.
It is very much so.
Yeah. But
So,
that's cool.
yeah, nonetheless, thank you, Fredzilla, for the recommendation.
Yes.
And thank you to all of you patrons for
Oh, wait, before we
supporting
go,
the channel. Sure.
What was your favorite one-liner in the movie?
Oh, I said mine.
You know, I don't know that I had a favorite one-liner. I had favorite gags.
She's been waiting to like.
I know she has. My favorite gag was one of my favorite gags was the the fact that the breather kept stepping in gum. It's like, who keeps chewing all this gum?
Where's that? I would have killed that kid.
I want to kill that kid. Yeah.
It's so good. Okay, let me tell you guys before she even says it. She's been saying it in the group chat. She's been saying it since I showed up here today.
Just think of ways where I can say this line.
Doesn't
Yeah.
even matter. She's putting in like a fucking sandwich on everything.
Yeah.
She's spreading on
Go ahead,
everything.
Marcia.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
My favorite line is, "You can't wash off herpes." So Contacts is they were about to have sex, and she's like, "Are you dirty? Go take a shower." And he's like, "Can't wash off herpes."
And he still goes in to have a nice
And then he
shower.
goes has a shower, and that whole like hour shower, like the
Oh my
breather
God.
slowly walking
Yeah.
up the stairs, like
stepping and going.
it's so pretty out of breath.
Yeah, because right, the stairs just kept going and going
I
and
felt
going.
that. I felt that.
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
I
I'll
felt
bet.
that.
Mhm.
It would have been better if like maybe it was before their time where they had the old people chair that would kind of go up.
Oh, that, yeah. Well, they played that in Gremlins, so that would be funny. Yeah. Well, there you go, guys.
Go watch it!
That's our review of Student Bodies. We don't want to say too terribly much more. We've spoiled some things, but again, it's a really old movie at this point. But if you haven't seen it, it's very much worth your time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially if you get together with friends and have some drinks
Oh, yeah.
alongside you. It's gonna be a golden night. This
Oh
is one
my
of those
God,
things
yes.
that even if you have a group that watch terrible movies together, this would be like the higher echelon because it's not even terrible. It's just an early example of a good horror comedy. So definitely give it a try. Thanks again to Fredzilla for recommending it, and thank you to all of our patrons for supporting us. The link is in the description box. If you're watching this and you're not already a patron, please feel free to join, and you can tell us movies to review as well. Until next time, I've been Cecil Laird.
I'm shooting guns sideways, Susie Von Slaughter.
Marcia Parker.
And remember, stay scared.